about 3 features. I had to count the fingers. She is a born and raised Brooklynite. Brooklyn's the center of the universe. She is a spoken word artist, part-time educator, passionate with her work with disadvantaged youth. She is a Posse scholar and a graduate. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Posse scholar and a graduate of Wheaton College from Northern Massachusetts. She's celebrating the release of her first full unabridged book, Read Me. This is the book you bring every week?
I'm sorry?
This is the same book?
Yeah.
The title changed?
He was in a hospital, don't worry.
Yeah, I was.
Blames that on everything there. I was in the hospital.
It's a recession. I was in the hospital.
It's a recession, I was in the hospital.
Well, I think it was a different title. Well, she would know better than I because it is her book. She's a dynamic performer. She has a lot to say. She has copies of the book with her tonight. But more importantly, she's right here live and in person. So what I need you to do is to start picking up the energy. As we welcome to the mic, Ms. Verandah-Maureen Shepard. Clap until she gets up here.
Alright, these house lights are right. He stuck his finger up her. I don't want to talk about it. And without it being unpleasant, it was unwanted. He knew that because she let him, he could flaunt it to his homies. He tore apart her one and only. I don't want to talk about it. I can't even say the thing. The ring of blood it left puddled once he was finished, and he didn't care if it had hurt. He had put in work to pound to bits her most valued. I don't want to talk about it. And without it being unpleasant, it was unwanted. He had stolen her heart and called it endearing. He had ripped to bits her feelings and better senses. He had made her more or less his personal puppet with strings, bound secure with strings. He had forced entry into her only thing that she could afford to lose. And he had left it broken, bruised, unfortunately confused as to whose fault it really was. And it was all because she had left her heart conveniently on a sleeve. If you ask me, she was asking for it. Get happy, it's over. My name is Verandah-Maureen Shepard. I am a writer and spoken word artist because it was just like, is she done? Oh God. And as Nathan P. said, I am a part-time educator. I'm currently on tour promoting the book, promoting the 2 albums that I have out now, as well as the one coming out in December the 3rd called B. And the name of that poem is called Radio Edit, Asking for It. It's not about rape. It's about having, someone more or less take advantage of your heart. Only because they know that they can do so. So that'll be on the album. And get happy, it's over. We actually open with something a bit more lighthearted. I'll be reading some. A lot of these are very new, so I tried to prepare for them and try not to be a schmuck and read off the paper, but Whew.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's all right. The name of this piece is called Where I Stand. I think we've all had moments where we had to kind of take the hint, which is the name of another piece, and figure out where we stand, simply put. Just in case. I know where I stand. Here, on this line. I stand where time has changed our romanticized views of self and each other. I stand where another has probably preceded me. I stand directly here, on this line. I stand where mine own eyes have assumed accuracy. I stand where another has infallibly preceded me. I know where I stand. Here, on this line. I stand where rhyme is not paired with reason. I stand full believing another has preceded me. I stand directly here, on this line. I stand goodbyes being silently screamed at me at every possible opportunity. That line, here I stand it. I stand where awkward damn near commands it be the center of every interaction. I stand where another has in passing preceded me. I know where I stand. Here, on this line. And I can't stand it. It's gonna get happier, I promise. My gosh. I've been going through some stuff, and you know us poets, we gotta talk about everything that happens, but actually it's not getting better from here. I'm looking at the list, and it's just like, oh man.
Hold on.
Alright.
Alright, you busy. We'll just go with you.
The name of this next one is called Sorry I Got Over You. Lord, and I'm gonna read it because it's one of the newer ones. I have a blog on Tumblr. I hope you guys know what Tumblr is. I was painstakingly at like a birthday thing for a friend, and some guy from Chicago is like in my phone, and he's like, oh, you type really fast. I'm like, with these nails you have to. And he's like, well, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm typing in Tumblr. He's like, Tumblr, no. And I'm like, oh, wow, I knew Chicago had issues, but geez. You don't know what Tumblr is? My goodness. So this is called I'm Sorry I Got Over You. I'm sorry I got over you, that I no longer dream of holding you. I know that you didn't want me to, but it wasn't my decision. My heart, without permission, made its own revision as to whom it would harbor. My brain made it harder to resist. So I'm sorry I got over you. It didn't take another to, how they say, be under me. You should know that it hurts to be over you. It was you who brought me through unimagined hurdles and taught me about deep love, about sweet love, about hold me even though I made you angry until I fall asleep, love. I'm sorry I'm over that too. I'm sorry that it no longer faces me. I'm sorry I got over you. Just one more. This one is called a love poem. Do not be deceived. I should have really looked at the choice of yeah, like, did you guys go see that emo poet Verandah-Maureen? A love poem. And this is a poem, I guess, against domestic abuse, domestic violence. It isn't cool in any form or fashion, but it happens. And there are women and there are men who are abused and think that it's love. And if you're not getting that type of interaction with someone, you're not loved. It's crazy, but it happens. But it's not cool. So this is called a love poem. Again, just in case. I wanted to write you a love poem, but I was too busy nursing my wounds from when you last told me you loved me. You told me erupting like an active volcano would, and you misunderstood my cries no more. You loved me on the floor and on the bed. Your love across my face, a trail of red, matched only in hue to the purple and blue between my legs. I wanted to write you a love poem for days, but I've been too busy nursing my wounds from when you last told me you loved me. I had said something to catalyze your love, and you'd push, and you'd shove, and you'd push, and you'd shove, and me used to your love never fought back. Me used to your love would always think that I deserved it, that I'd found the love with the most perfect physical kind of interaction, one that my complexion stayed perpetually blushed to. I wanted to write you a love poem in hopes that you wouldn't love me anymore. Get some happy, or some cynical, some sarcastic, whatever. The name of this piece is called Reality Check, although formerly it was called Dear VH1. This is just my personal belief, I think that I should have my own show. I'm not, necessarily funny or do anything that's entertaining, but I feel like my life is so tragic it deserves its own show. So this was written back at like the height of reality TV, where everything was just like top this, next that. I got frustrated because everyone was getting their own show for reasons unknown, and Verandah-Maureen was still stuck at home watching them on TV. So this piece is called Reality Check, and I do have it down, just in case. I want to be America's next. America's best, top, number one, somebody. I want to be the only nobody to shine. And I want to come on Tuesdays at 9 and be syndicated Saturdays at 10. But then again, make that 8. The world can watch me before they date, before they party, so I'll get views and I'll be somebody. There's really nothing else going for me. All the beautiful people are on TV, where all the panels make the star and the whole world knows you. I want to go through that. I can dance, I can act, I can sing, I can cook, do design, I can swing ugly crap on a runway. I can do just about all things it takes a trained professional. Get me to send the message subliminal to the girls and to the boys that no one will love you without the money, without the toys, and a big house to keep 25 people for a month in. I want to be made from nothing into something. MTV, I want to be made into an image I can barely maintain the seconds the cameras grow cold. And truth be told, I want that real chance at love. I want to see grown men fight and shove over me. I want to be the next soap opera celebrity, cross over into movies and fashion. I want to be a top model and in passing a top chef. I want to be America's next forgotten idol. I want a dance crew with style, and on the weekends, I want to work for Diddy. Sell my soul in the city and strike up a bromance. I want to make it. It's my last chance. It's my last hope to be the best somebody, because there are so many other nobodies dying to do so. Woo! You put that down now. So the next piece is called Common Sense or Sense. And again, when I'm not doing the writing poetry thing, I'm an educator. I design after-school programs and things of that nature, and I work with a whole bunch of different disenfranchised youth. Say that 5 times fast. So the name of this piece is called Common Sense or Sense, and it's one of the ones that I've been touring with since July. Dead presidents for dead presidents. Too bad teaching barely gets my own ambitions fed. Maybe I should grow up and get a real job instead. Get a real job I dread waltzing into 5 of the 7, 5 of the 7. Once, when I was 11, someone had asked me if I considered teaching, and I said, is it to me you've been speaking? Because I said never, never in my life. And the extent to which I was not right is shamefully humorous. I swallowed pride excessively, hubris, and aspired to teach. I wish I were anorexic. Because see, I don't think the world gets it. We need teachers. We need educational preachers to be paid the common sense for their sense. We should revere anyone who gets why a child needs knowledge. Teach them that COLLEGE, college, is not just a 7-figure privilege. I wish I were bulimic, because see, no one's really getting it. The success of society is contingent upon the teachers we're hiring. Yet my current anxiety relies on the teachers we're firing, yet we're desiring for the smarts of the world to outbeat our phones. Put an android and a New York City high school student in a room alone and see who properly uses 2, 2, and 2. If our leaders only knew how important educational spending really was, yet I teach, and surely not because of what it pays. I teach for the manifestation of ways a child can prove your own greatness, but let's face it, greatness can't pay bills. So, dead presidents for a job that somewhat kills my own desire to advance humanity, or dead presidents for real ones and have a family who starves. In math class, they never say it's this hard to work out equations in the real world. I skipped one. This piece is called Just How Exactly. I've also been touring with it. Some of these pieces are on the first 2 albums that I have out. They're free. You can download them. If you need my card, my information, I'll give all that to you later. But this piece is called Just How Exactly off the most recent one called 25. How old do I look?
21.
All right, maybe I shouldn't have said that first. So it kind of pains me that Pierre is older than me and he looks 20. Like, just didn't know. I'm baffled, but this is called Just How Exactly. And it's really just a series of annoyed questions that I've had with others since like birth. How exactly am I supposed to be great when I've got this mile-long list of insecurities that I hate and that equally conspire against me? How exactly am I supposed to be sexy when the only thing my male friends see is their cute pretend sister they can't be attracted to? How exactly am I supposed to be beautiful in a world so full of hideousness where self-pity is it and mirrors are filled with smoke and flame? How exactly am I to live up to my name when living up to tomorrow is not even promised? And how exactly do I keep being honest when there are so many facades available for purchase? How exactly do I avoid being hurt just for kicks? Can someone tell me how to do all this? Possibly before dawn. So again, back to like the education thing. I love kids and they are a big source of my inspiration. So usually I come up with poems because I just sit and watch children, not in like a really creepy way, but because I feel like children are they get it right about 98% of the time, and it's we adults that complicate things. But I remember, you guys like to color? I like to color.
I still like to
Thank you. Listen. But I don't know if you guys, being predominantly people of color, have ever, been frustrated with not being able to draw yourselves properly. Like,
Yeah.
Peach?
Cocoa Brown.
Oh, okay. Because back in like 1992, I couldn't choose a Cocoa Brown. But the name of this piece is called Plight of the Crayon Box. As I try to figure out how it begins. You ever notice how children of color use crayons? They need their drawing sheet and some extra scrap to play on to get the proper shade on their subjects. Peach, brown, and black they don't cut it. And even as children, they just don't love it when they've got to draw their subjects 5 times the wrong shade, 6 times the wrong fade, from sun-exposed skin to where their clothing has been. They know the world is not so black and white. They know that Nope. They know that the world is not so black and white, nor the jaded green that they've been provided. They know that I'm just messing this up. The jaded green they've been provided. And moving on. We're gonna read something. Snap. Snap. Can't believe I forgot it.
Alright.
That's okay.
We're gonna come back to it because it was pretty darn.
I want to hear it, girl.
It's gonna come back. But more, I'm, so upset about color issues. This is called Confessions of a Black Girl, and this was written, I want to say about 2 days ago, so I'm definitely reading it, but it was more of a rant than anything else because things have been happening and I haven't been saying anything, but it always gets to that point where you're just like, enough. So this is called Confessions of a Black Girl. I'm confused. I live amongst a race of people whose genuine idea of heritage has nothing to do with Africa. Can someone tell them that's all where we came from? And being biracial, apparently I don't have an image, I've got to make one. Sometimes I feel like a slut, sometimes I don't. Sometimes to prove I'm a nigga, sometimes I won't articulate intelligent thought. Wait, folks have already bought into that. Folks have accepted it as fact and believe it to be true. I'm confused. I live amongst a race of humans whose understanding of blackness pour from hair and skin. Can someone tell them that my mother is my own, she didn't adopt me? Can someone tell them that though police don't stop me, they also don't protect me? Wait, that's just my angry black woman venting, busting at the seams. I don't know what it means, or so it seems, to be black. I'm confused. I live amongst a race of mortals who's quick to call me angry for speaking, ignorant for silence. Quick to say I deserved it if just a hint of excuses provided. She showed her thighs with intention of wanting attention. I'm confused. I thought yes was the only time she lets him. I'm confused. What's a person of color, a toddler's profession? I'm confused. I thought black was the shade of a crayon. I'm confused. I thought apathy was a clever play on things being thrown at my people being thrown into shame. I'm confused. What's in a name? An overlooked resume, perhaps? I'm confused. And that's what society thinks is par for the course. I'm confused. I live amongst a race of beings whose genuine idea of heritage has nothing to do with God. Without him, understanding is hard. Hell, some days it still is.